going on, guys? Black Scout Survival Late Night Live. Thanks for tuning in. We got some good news today. Alex Jones has been brought back, resurrected on X, so you can see him on there. You know, he's been pretty much deplatformed from everywhere, but he's back on X, formerly Twitter. Elon Musk brought him back, which was a good sign. You know, I think they had like a big group chat earlier with Elon, Tucker, Andrew Tate, a bunch of other guys were on earlier talking about a bunch of things. Pretty cool what Elon is doing over there on X. Anyhow, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the things we've been talking about constantly lately. But I have some pretty alarming breaking news. I haven't seen anybody else report on this, so I do want to share it. But I do want to mention first, so kind of just a big broad picture of the situation at hand. We have reportedly, this is from a private conversation apparently, that within Congress that 5,000 illegal migrants are being released into the U.S. every single day. You know, flooding the nation with illegal aliens. This is part of the Democrat Marxist plan to destroy basically your town, citizens' wages, and just put a strain on various local communities. More than 670,000 migrants have evaded Border Patrol in fiscal year 2023. Now, over the course of the year, at that same rate, 1.8 million illegal migrants will be released into the U.S. And this is their plan to restructure America. Joe Biden has been talking about this junk for like 30 years. This has been part of the big plan, the big push to make Democrat forever, right? So the record for daily Border Patrol migrant encounters was broken actually last week with over 12,000 in a single day. And these are people coming from more than 150 countries, guys. This is not just people from South America, Mexico. This is people from all over the world. For example, these are Kenyans that are coming across the border. I'm going to show right now.
Where are you guys from?
Africa. Where? What country?
Togo. Oh yeah.
So yeah, tons of people. I actually had another video my buddy had sent me, and it's on my other phone. I couldn't get it on here in time, but it was a car like driving up through the streets, and just, I mean, man, hundreds and hundreds of migrants just walking into America. But you know, last week I thought about this multiple times. These Chinese operatives right here, and you know, I'm not even saying that tongue in cheek. These guys are saying that parade. Look, that dude's at attention right there. Parade rest, attention. I mean, you know, years ago, I took a class from a gentleman named Kevin Reeve. He's no longer with us. He passed away, but he was a very knowledgeable man. He built a class curriculum for escape and evasion. But one thing he talked about is that people can't break. Military guys have a hard time of breaking their military bearing. He said you can always pick that up, and I do know that to be true because I have witnessed that myself. Like, I can almost tell a Marine when I see one. I remember one time I saw a state trooper, and just how he was like walking. I went over there and said, you're a Marine? He said, yeah. People have such a hard time trying to break that military bearing. So when you look at this video, that's what you see, guys, that they can't break their military bearing. You know, something else you look for is watches and boots. That's another thing you look for. We can't obviously see this close, but that is another thing that you look for. You know, look see if they have some type of tactical watch, because whether you know this or not, you know, knowing time is pretty important in military operations and stuff. So most all military guys wear some sort of watch, and usually it's a tactical watch, like a G-Shock or something like that. So, but you see they're struggling to you know, look non-military, but they're standing, some of them at attention parade rest. Look at these guys. I mean, they're almost standing in a formation, right? So what's going on, SOE? Thanks, brother. Combat age males coming to your town soon. No doubt. No doubt. Thanks for the super chat, buddy. Anyway, but what the video I'm about to show you is exposing a secret migration network found in Pasto, Colombia. These are military-aged Chinese nationals heading to the United States. And now what you're going to hear them say is that they'll say either LA or New York, major cities. So be careful if you're in major cities. I mean, I'm sure most of you guys that are there already know and are aware of that with the crime and stuff like that. But this guy says something very alarming, something we already know, something we just saw in this video. Check it out.
Now we are in Colombia at the Cabañas Rio Mayo Hotel. And this hotel that we stumbled upon by accident is a major hub, a major transit point, meeting place for Chinese foreign nationals that are on their way to the United States. And last night when we were here, we were eating at this hotel restaurant, and we were the only foreigners that were not Chinese. I mean, literally the entire hotel is just Chinese foreigners. We spoke with the hotel staff here and they confirmed that. And while there are some women and children, it's mostly military-aged males. There's some right behind me right now, actually. We showed you in a previous video of ours a Chinese blueprint that's distributed amongst Chinese in WhatsApp groups. And this is actually one of the stops on the blueprint. It says to stop in Pasto. That's where we're at right now. We're on the outskirts.
This for a moment. Ask the bus station's driver. Any minibuses headed northeast will do. You can pay the bus fare directly to the driver. Typically, you'll first get to Pasto. If you're buying bus tickets to Pasto, you can purchase them at the small counter. The large counter requires an immigration stamp. You can exchange money with locals in the square near Pasto, then continue your journey through Papaya and Arcali, where you can buy tickets on third floor of the bus station without the need for any immigration stamp. This is part of the journey. This is an exact, like, freaking diagram on what they're supposed to do. And the fact of the matter is that they're all in this one location, solidifies that. You know, and I saw somebody in the chat say that, what should we do? There's nothing that you're going to be able to do, because what they're doing is they're letting migrants come in on a massive scale, because Joe Biden will be in for another year. Democrats will be running things for another year. And they're going to get in as many of these migrants in, right? And they don't care whether they're terrorists. They don't care whether they're Chinese operatives. It doesn't matter, because they want to make Democrat forever. That is the end goal. Anyhow, I'll keep playing the video and you'll see some very scary stuff.
Of Pasto. The point is that the Chinese have very sophisticated quote-unquote migration networks all the way up to the US border, and this hotel that we're at is proof of that. It's all Chinese, and for some reason they all know to come here. It's because they are in direct communication. People that are further up the trail or that have made it to the United States are telling people that are on their way, hey, this is a hotel that's safe.
So again, they had their own, like, basically even comms network. I mean, this is a well-structured system they have going on, so they can meet with others. They probably have various leadership in place to help guide and direct and things like that. You know, this is a complete network to move these Chinese nationals through to the U.S.
For you. We also found, we were staying at this hotel, you know, they're expecting Chinese. You could see a lot of the writings, a lot of the signs in this hotel are written in Chinese. Again, this is further proof that it's not by accident. It's not just some sort of one-off occasion that there's all of these Chinese nationals here at this point. This is a known hub, a known meeting place for Chinese that are in transit on their way to the United States. We spoke with a Chinese national who's staying here right now, who's going to be trekking through the Darien Gap and going up to the United States. His destination is either New York or Los Angeles, and he told us that there are definitively Chinese spies in the United States. Are the Chinese police in the United States?
Yeah.
Yeah? Are you worried that the Chinese police can find you in the United States?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm afraid. 便衣警察。
So you see what he's saying here. He's saying they ask him about if there's spies there, and he's saying plainclothes policemen. Now I'm bilingual, so I understand how this works. And when you speak another language, not everything is a direct translation. Okay, so plainclothes policeman he's referring to is a operative. Okay, and if you recall, I've done countless videos on this as well. There's been multiple Chinese police stations found throughout large cities in the US. These operatives will go to Chinese nationals and then threaten their family back in China to do certain things or to go back to China, whatever it may be. But a lot of times it will be threatening them to carry out some type of mission or operation within the US. And, by threatening their family back home or their business back home, thanks, Team Alaska. But the thing is that he's saying plainclothes policeman. He's saying an operative, a spy, and he said, obviously, yeah, there's ton here. We knew that. We've seen it in the freaking video that I've been showing for a week now. I'm sorry, I just love this video because it's so evident, plain as day. But the thing is that at the same time we have boatloads of these guys coming in. We don't know what viruses they may already have on them. We've seen these facilities that's been found throughout the country, these labs with all types of unlabeled containers, a room full of dead rat. What killed the rats? We don't know if these people are infected with some type of virus. They're coming over here like a kamikaze to spread some type of deadly virus. Suitcase EMPs. You don't even know what type of technology they have. We have congressmen trying to allow immigrants to join our military. I did a video on this 6 months ago. We had a legitimate Chinese spy within the intel community in the U.S. Army. Okay, he was relaying information back to China. Joe Biden's been on payroll for China. The spy balloon that what they say was some type of EMP device or test device. We have Chinese nationals buying up property around military bases. China Joe is handing us right over to them. Okay. Now, while simultaneously trying to take your guns away. So that way, when a Red Dawn type event happens, you have no ability to defend yourself. Don't think this is by accident. This is all by design. They're trying to hand over the country and destroy America and start over. The globalists want it. Joe Biden wants it. He's part of them. He's a puppet, right? Why do you think they attack things like our founding fathers, statues? Because they want to destroy the fabric that binds us. If you look at cultures around the world, what binds them is culture. So destroy the culture, influx of migrants, and just destroy the whole system while simultaneously taking that rifle from every blade of grass. Anyhow, guys, I wanted to share this because I didn't see anyone else show this other than this one kid. I'm so glad he put that video out because very damning evidence. You're not going to hear politicians. You're not going to hear GOP guys even talking about this. Maybe one or two. You might hear a couple of YouTubers before you're deplatformed, right? But they don't want this information getting out. They don't want you to know about this, right? Hence why they deplatform people. Luckily there's X bringing people like Alex Jones back and stuff like that. But you don't know how long your lifespan is going to be on social media to share this information. And, I always talk about during the pandemic, one of the strongest things, and if you look at, whenever you take prisoners, right, you silence them, separate them, and these sort of things, these techniques, and you can Google it. I've talked about it before. But the same thing happened, silence you, deplatform you, which is silencing, for safety of other people. Oh, they're, misinformation. So silence people, separate them. Oh, you can't go nowhere. You got to stay home because, you know, you don't want people getting sick. You can't go see grandmother who's dying in the hospital. You can't go to grandpop's funeral. So separate people, dehumanizing them, isolating them, and then they break and they fall to the pressure. But all part of the plan, all part of the strategy. It's been this way a long time. Yuri Besimov, who I talk about all the time, he's been talking about this, or he did talk about this, and a lot of people brought it up over the years. But if you really go watch his information, you're going to see this is what's been being laid out. Anyhow, guys, if you're watching this, you're part of the resistance. Make sure you leave a comment, share, like, all those sort of things, and stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous. Take care.